This is genuinely absurd, as one NBA writer excluding one of the fan favorite rising stars for the Grizzlies on the rotation for next year. Now, all we're asking is for the respect that man right there deserves, Scotty Pippen Jr., because his impact was no doubt phenomenal last season, and he'll continue to be a high-impact player for the 2025-26 season. We'll get into all that in just a moment, but what's going on, everybody? Jaren Jackson Jr. here with another episode of Grizzlies Digest, bringing you the latest Grizzlies news and updates. And before we get into the content today, just want to remind you that 26.6, basically I'm going to round up to 27% because I want to, are subscribed to the channel, but for the 74% that are not, I know it's off season, I know we got trades already in the books, and we're kind of at a dead period right now, but this is where we usually get some content and some sneaky content in there, and we're not stopping anytime soon. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, because even though sports stops, the news does not stop, and we're always here to provide more Grizzlies content for you. So getting into the content, Scotty Pippen Jr. quietly becoming the Grizzlies' most underrated player. And of course, he's one of the success stories on the Grizzlies in terms of two-way players. You talk about two-way players, well, the Grizzlies have a lot of them that have been in the two-way system for the Memphis Hustle, worked their way up. Scotty Pippen Jr. is probably the most impactful, most significant two-way piece that has grown. And this article right here from the Beale Street Bears from Abbas Bokhari, hopefully I pronounced that right, I apologize if I did not. Pippen Jr. has proven himself to be a reliable option in the Grizzlies rotation. He sure has. He's basically, like we said, worked from the ground up. He's a fan favorite. A lot of you guys, you love him. You want to see him grow. And we'll take a look at his playoff numbers in just a moment, because I think that's absolutely significant. He was playing a big role when Ja Morant went down to that gruesome injury in the playoffs, thanks to OKC's Lou Dort. But this is what I'm talking about. This is from Evan Sidery, an NBA writer, content creator. Talking about the Grizzlies' projected rotation for next season, of course, the starters are Morant, KCP, Wells, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Edey. The second unit, he has Ty Jerome, Cedric Coward, Gigi Jackson, Vince Williams, Santi Aldama, and Brennan Clark. Now, what I literally just noticed right now, but even before I implemented this image into our system here, is that he's got 6 guys in that second unit. But even if he has second guys in the unit, he does not even have Scotty Pippen Jr. on that second unit, which, you know, if not, then you're grouping him up with the Conchars and the Landales and whoever else. But you got to look at this and think, wow, well, did he not have any impact last year? I mean, and then you look at the end there, Memphis over and under win total is 40.5, and that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother time, but we all know the impact that he's had. And even though he lacks size, now he's of course in real life, you look at him on the street and go, oh wow, okay, that guy's pretty tall. But NBA size, you think he lacks size, but he's actually not only a more confident shooter now, he's actually one of the more prominent, dependable perimeter defenders on this team. And of course we're going to see a lot of Ty Jerome. I hope we see a lot of Jerome, because he's coming off his best season in his NBA career for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then of course everybody wanted Cedric Coward, the rookie, and Gigi Jackson, Vince Williams. Now we're getting into the 3s and the 4s, and Aldama and Clark, those are the big guys, so that doesn't really matter. But it's going to depend. I think Memphis is going to implement a lot of different lineups. Maybe they go big on some lineups. Maybe they go small ball. Like, maybe they have a lineup with Pippen Jr., Jerome, Jalen Wells. Maybe they have Vince Williams in there. Maybe they have Jaren Jackson playing the 5 or Santi Aldama playing the 5. But either way, even on the second unit, there's still plenty of room for Scotty Pippen Jr. And obviously Grizzlies fans all know this, but this is to just show how he is an underrated piece, and this is your proof right here by not even including him in the second unit. So that is kind of beyond me that he's not even included in that. And an overview of Scotty Pippen Jr., and this was Part of his highlights in Game 3 in the first round against the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is before Ja Morant went down. Nice feed to the corner there for Pippen Jr. And as Ja Morant said, hey, I mean, if I don't go down, who knows what happens? That's a nice little feed there. A Zach Edey straightaway three. I hope we see more of those. Look at Pippen just pull up from downtown, knock it down with ease. And you'll see him just kind of roll around. Look at it right there in the face of SGA, the MVP of last season. And again, he's a confident shooter. But I think what is really underrated, and that some fans, well, maybe some non-Grizzlies fans, but some NBA fans, if you're watching this video, I think one of the most underrated pieces about him is his perimeter defense. And even though, like I said, he lacks size, even as a point guard, you don't think he's impactful as a defender on the court just because of on his size, but he really does act like a pest out there. And I think that if you see more Grizzly games, let's say if you're, like I said, if you're a non-Grizzly fan watching this video, watch more Scotty Pippen Jr. whenever the Grizzlies visit you, and you'll see, hey, this guy is a pest. I mean, he does not relax at all. He gives it 110% each possession, and the numbers show that. And these are his regular season averages, and I was able to also include his regular season total, so you can see a specific example of exactly what he's done. His giant leap that he has been able to provide in his 3 years playing in the NBA. And look at, he's skyrocketed. Now, this is kind of a short sample, but in the 23-24 season, which Grizzlies fans just want to completely forget about, there were injuries after injuries after injury. I mean, the team organization was becoming a hospital at that point. He did average 12.9 points a game, but he only played 21 games, started in 16 of them. And that's because the Grizzlies, they called up guys from off the street that season. I mean, they needed guys to play. But you look at a bigger sample, playing 79 games in the 24-25 season, starting in 21, and then averaging 9.9 points a game. I mean, just basically give it 10 points a game. Again, he has a great three-point percentage, confident shooter. I'd say an okay free throw percentage. But you look at his steals, 1.7 steals in the 24 season, 1.3 steals in the 25 season. And you take a look at down below his regular season totals, so you can see his exact amount of points and his exact amount of assists and rebounds and so on and so forth. So you can actually see the type of growth, the rapid growth that this guy has had. And you just can't say enough about his effort on the court. Sorry about that. My light's glitching. Sorry about that. And this was Grizzlies season responding to who is the biggest playoff riser in the NBA. Now, they might be a little biased, but they say Scotty Pippen Jr. I agree. I mean, you take a look at what he did whenever Morant was out there. I think it was 28 points, 30 points in both of those Game 3, Game 4 first-round playoff games. But you look at... sorry about that again. But you take a look at his production, and you're very comfortable with him as a starting point guard whenever Morant's out. It's almost like... I don't want to make this an NFL podcast, but it's almost like, like Alex Smith, Kaepernick. I mean, you got a good problem here, right? So Morant goes down. Obviously, we all know he's had a shaky injury history. You get Scottie Pippen out there. You feel comfortable putting Pippen Jr. in that starting point guard role. And I think he could do it. I think he could do it full time with plenty of other teams out there. So I think it's up to Zach Kleiman. Again, he's done a great job with all these young guys, all these draft picks. It's up to him now to make sure he's secure for the future. And back to the article from the Beale Street Bears, it is important to consider that Pippen Jr. was in an expanded role in facing a historically great Thunder defense. The Grizzlies were overmatched in depth and eventually lost Ja Morant during Game 3, but did not prevent Pippen Jr. from scoring 28 points in Game 3 and 30 points in Game 4. Pippen Jr. showed impressive poise in difficult circumstances and should only continue to improve. Not only is Scotty Pippen Jr. another two-way contract success story for the Grizzlies, but he's also one reliable players on the roster currently. There are also multiple talented backcourt players in Memphis, but Pippen Jr. should not be overlooked going into next season. Absolutely. And he's going to be phenomenal, I think, next season. His rise is right there. I mean, we're seeing it right before our very eyes, going from a two-way guy, then playing 79 games starting in 21 just this past season, playing in the playoffs, high-stakes playoffs in the place of Ja Morant, going up against SGA. I mean, that's a lot to take in for a young guy that was playing in a two-way contract not too long ago. But that's a success story. Scotty Pippen Jr. And just a little more, this will be our last slide for the day. Scotty Pippen Jr. has averaged 18.3 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists in 4 games in the playoffs of his career. Of course, that's a very small sample of it, but if you have more playoff games, I mean, he's just going to grow his legacy even more. So, again, underrated piece, and for whatever reason, not including him in that depth chart kind of shows, wow, this guy is still kind of underlooked. But, of course, we all know as Grizzlies fans, he's going to get a lot of reps next season. He's only going to grow even more, and Zach Kleiman needs to secure him for the future. But that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Grizzlies Digest. You can like this video, comment on this video, share this video. And just a reminder, of course, that 73.5, basically 74% of you have to subscribe to the channel. We know you want to say it's a dead season, but the news is never dead. We're always here, we're always watching, and we're always providing Grizzlies content. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.